How do I look as a redhead? Okay, this is a wig that I bought off of Amazon because I needed to have a long-haired red wig, and the only one I saw was curly. And I have to transform this into a costume for a man. Well, it looks kind of feminine with all these lovely curls. So this video is about how I'm going to change the style of this wig without hopefully destroying it to make it into a man's wig for a character from the Bible who is Samson, the strong man of the Bible, the strongest man. And he had long hair, as the Bible records, because he was a Nazarite, and the Nazarites were not allowed to cut their hair. But this looks too feminine. I need to make it look masculine without cutting it. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's the project for today. We were doing a Sunday school program called Superheroes of the Bible. So I assembled or made the costumes for John the Beloved, the unsinkable man. He was boiled in oil, yet he lived. I sewed John the Beloved's costume. David, the mighty man, who as a young shepherd boy slayed a mighty giant of the Philistines with a sling and a rock. I made David's costume. I just added some accessories to it. It's not quite the period that I want for the costume that I'm making. I don't want to destroy. I really don't want this because this is what makes it the wrong period. But the shape of this is good. But I don't want to destroy this helmet. And if I took this off, I would probably mess it up. And I'd like to be able to use this again. So I'm going to try to keep this on, and I'm going to try to disguise it. And I have on my dirty clothes. These are my painting clothes. And I have a rag on my head. Because the last time I was outside spray painting something with green paint, I wound up with green hair. Queen Esther, the courageous queen, who stood before the king to plead for the life of her people. I completely designed the queen's costume. For my next project, I need to create a Queen Esther costume. Here's my sketch, my general idea, concept, and this I'm thinking of for the veil, and trimmed with this to go around the edge. And this will be the main color, this here. And this is, forgive me, I have gold paint under my nails. I tried to clean it, I used thinner, and I can't get that gold paint out. That's from another costume for spray painting. And this will be this color here. And I'm hoping I have enough of this to do not only the veil, but to add some sheer sleeves. And I brought these different trims. I have this in case I need it. If I need to make an adjustment to the pattern, if I don't have enough of these two fabrics, because I'm not exactly sure if I have enough, but we shall see. And I have other trims, but I don't know that I'll actually use them. I think I've kind of chosen these ones. So we shall see how this goes. Now this is supposed to be a modest dress for a very modest, innocent young lady. And I felt like this might be a little too low, so I added this extra piece of white. And I think I may make a belt out of that with some trimming on it, also to go around the waist. For Queen Esther's costume, I wanted her colors to be very soft and muted, nothing bold or flashy, to represent an innocent girl. I chose contrasting satin-like fabrics to represent a queen. I used a beaded trim for the transition between the different colors. That trim could only be sewn on by hand. It was a lovely addition, but I could not sew it with the machine because the machine would break the beads. Sewing the trim took me quite a while because there was a lot of it. Sometimes I would sit outside listening to the birds and my chickens in the background and feeling the breeze. The hem is also hand sewn with a needle and thread. When doing tedious tasks such as this, I usually watch a video. This dress cost me about $100 to make, but it had to be just like this. Joseph, the wisest man who saved Egypt and his own family during a time of famine. Noah, the unsinkable man. He built an ark to save him and his family and all the animals when all the other men in the world were killed by a flood. And Samson, the strongest man in the Bible, who did many amazing feats, and I created his costume as well. Okay, so I've got this wig that looks very curly and full and very feminine, and I need to make it look like for a guy. You look funny. Yeah, you look like a rock and roller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to braid it because I needed to have long hair for a Samson, a guy. So I need to make it look like a masculine head of hair. So I did 3 braids, 1 on each side and 1 down the middle, and then I combined it and added a headband. So I think that'll pass for a guy, for Samson's long hair.
We are going to introduce you to another superhero, and we've already studied, last week we studied the unsinkable man, Noah, and a superhero. Today we studied the wisest man. He is Joseph, and Joseph is my favorite Bible character. We met him last week. And so today we're going to meet somebody who is incredibly strong. And the strongest man in the history of the world. We're going to meet you, let you meet him today, all right? Oh, look here. How about this? Samson, how are you, sir? It's a joy to have you. And the strongest man in the world.
Hey, sir, let's not forget, the ladies love me too.
Yeah, I know we need you a mic. We are going to find out that it would have been better had they not. But, all right.
The ladies love me too. When the Spirit of God comes on me, I can do great and mighty things. One time I killed a lion with my brass bear, and I ripped him apart like he was nothing. God used me to bring trouble to the pesky Philistines. I took foxes, 300 exactly, tied a torch between their tails, and turned them loose in their cornfields, which burned up the Philistines' corn crop, and also their vineyards and olive groves.
Yeah, but didn't that kind of make those folks kind of mad at you? I mean, they burned your wife and her father and all that. Kind of got you upset. Kind of got them upset.
Absolutely. Yes, that made me so mad I attacked and smote them, hip and thigh, with a great slaughter. Then I traded. I surrendered to them. They bound me and took me to prison. And on the way, I broke the cords that bound me. And with the jaw of an ass, I killed 1,000 of them. They tried it once again, but that time I walked off with the city post and gates on my shoulder. Carried on a quarter of a mile, set him on the top of the hill of Hebron. Hey, boys and girls, you come next Sunday at 10 a.m. and to learn more about my great story. Don't forget, make sure you bring your friends too, because I'll be here during Sunday school and we'll visit each classroom and interview you so you can all meet me and understand my story.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Seth.